maybe they are brilliant, but they have done internships in criminal law. They have done some diploma in criminal law. Their CV completely shows their interest in criminal law, and they're applying to a firm in arbitration and saying, I'm an arbitration enthusiast since day one. So these are, which employer would actually buy what you are seeing when your CV says something else? Some people write something completely, they think that filling quantity is more important, putting more stuff. But when they are questioned, they're not able to justify this.
Must understand that attention will be given to clients' emotional content, requirements, and the ability to manage technological changes that the sector is going through. Given the various changes made by the government in rules and regulation, there is a need to be up to date with the legal requirement and understand the shift and complexities in various issues in order to bring about amicable solution. Hello and welcome to the Honest Talk by Freak Folks. I'm Harsh Pandey. For this particular session, our guest will be Mr. Tariq Khan sir, who is here with us. Enlisted in Forbes Legal Powerlist 2021 as one of the top individual lawyers, youngest business world legal 40 under 40 2020 featured in Fortune 500 magazine special issues 2017-2018 for authoring the best book on the rise published by the Universal Law Publishing, recognized as an arbitration expert by the SCCOnline, qualified to the conference round of Judge Advocate General Indian Army. And I believe his profile has so many things, so many glories, which I won't be able to explain in next few minutes. But I'm pretty sure during this conversation, we are going to learn a lot from him. So first of all, sir, I welcome you to in this session. Thank you so much for joining and agreeing to share your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much for calling me. It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir. It's our pleasure too. So moving to the topic of today's session, which we have chosen is how students of law must adapt to meet the demands of a post-pandemic world. The COVID-19 pandemic challenges have been challenging for all the sector, including the legal system. New firm player must be prepared for a wide range of scenarios that might take place in the post-COVID era. Therefore, law students must be ready for the challenging and demanding time. So my very first question to you is how a student of law must adapt to meet the demands of a post-pandemic world?
You're right. Pandemic has changed quite a lot for all of us, especially for the younger generation and students who are graduating now and who graduated last year. It was really, really tough because the market was badly affected, especially the legal fraternity, since courts were shut initially. And there was, people were facing a lot of issues, including lawyers and some of the courts, because we were not well equipped with technology and we were not ready for something like this. And it came as a surprise for all of us. But at the end of the day, this is how it is. And that's why there was not a lot of opportunities for young lawyers and the hiring reduced to a great extent. In fact, many law firms and many offices, requested their office employees to leave, or there was a layoff. Probably they were asked to discontinue and join once things get back to normal.
Correct.
And some of the people also had to compromise with their salary, the package that they were earlier getting. The salaries were reduced to 50%, 75%. So COVID affected all of us, not just the first generation lawyers and somebody who is just starting up. I feel that it affected those people pretty bad who graduated last year, because when you study for 5 years and when you're graduating after a period of 5 years, you're worked very, very hard and you have a lot of dreams. But then you realize that the job market is severely affected and there are no jobs in the market. There may have been few people who may have got a job. Either they would have been lucky or they would have probably known someone who would have helped them. You know how it is. But I think that a lot of young students felt pretty bad and they were depressed already because of this. So yes, that is true that the worst affected was the students who had graduated just at that time, and students who are going to graduate now or perhaps have graduated now. So these two batches, I really, really feel bad for them, because this is not something they expected and this is very, very unfortunate.
Correct.
Now, this is the problem. But there we have two options every time. Either we can crib about it, cry about it, or we can do something to make it work or to probably overcome this hurdle. Now, today's discussion that you've organized, it's an excellent initiative. Firstly, thank you very much. The topic is unique. And it's important that students must do these things, which I'm going to tell now, to increase their chances of getting recruited and to increase their chance of making a mark so that they can reduce the effect. I know they cannot just diminish, it can be reduced, but it cannot disappear, the effect of pandemic. Firstly, I have seen that students have to be well equipped with infrastructure in terms of technology, like setting up your own office at home. Now, when I say office, I don't say you have a full room to yourself, but you need to have a workstation, which is extremely important. And you need to make the most out of this time. You need to be extremely productive. You need to understand that, okay, this is just a temporary phase. Things are going to get better maybe after 6 months or 3 months or a year. It's not, you must be positive because most of us phase, and you need to stop thinking about your incapability, that oh, I was not deserving, etc. There are no opportunities, or there are very less opportunities right now. So first is you need to have a workstation. You need to stay productive. You need to be acquainted with the law. You need to be updated and abreast with the latest developments in the law. Look for internships or traineeship, and if you do not get it, then you must start writing articles, get them published in good journals, increase your social media visibility, not on Instagram or Facebook, but on LinkedIn or such platforms which will actually connect you to the industry leaders and they help you grow your network. Apart from that, there have been incidents and instances where I have come across students who were offered jobs and perhaps they were not getting the money that they expected. So for some students, good salary or decent salary, basic salary may be 70,000. For somebody, it may be 50,000. For somebody, it may be 30, 20. So some people had very high expectations. They got opportunities, they were good, but because nobody is in a position to give that much salary right now, so we must understand that we need to be slightly flexible if we are freshers, because we are raw material. I'm not saying you need to just work for somebody for free, but if things are able to, the salary that you are getting, if you're able to take care of your basic expenses, like, stay, travel, then I don't think that you should dictate the terms. No. I will work only if I get XYZ. I know a person who was offered, whom I suggested a job opportunity last year. And he said, no, the salary is too less. I said, very well, no problem. I'll let you know if I get something according to what you are looking for. The next year, this person calls me again, which is like last month or 2 months ago. And he asked me for the same job with the same salary. And I said, what? You have been unemployed for a year. So you cannot dictate the terms when times are tough.
Indeed.
And especially when you are a raw material, there will be times when you'll be in a position to dictate the terms, to negotiate. But for that, you'll have to have some kind of experience by your side, some kind of expertise on a subject. So I think these are a few things which we must keep in mind. And plus, we need to start applying. We should not think that there are no opportunities. Maybe there is some office which is accepting. Maybe there are some other opportunities which are there. So if you get any good opportunity where you can use your legal knowledge, go for it, whether it is a research work, whether it's a drafting work, or it's appearance, etc., go for it. So take everything. Opportunities will not come again and again. Don't sit idle and don't stay unproductive.
Indeed, sir, you have shared a very wonderful experience of yours, and I'm sure the viewers, those who are watching this session, they are surely going to find this insightful. You have shared many things, and you have pointed about the emergency and the need of digitization. So another major aspect in digitization of the legal sector, globally higher education institutes have moved to classes online. Apart from this, there is a free-flowing information available on the internet. Students need to demonstrate that they can work with the multiple software with the flexibility and show their digital expertise to contribute to the existing technology. Law universities are supporting young minds by providing them with a simulation-based tech teaching, which helps them to understand the legal procedure up close. So, what are your some tips would you like to offer? Would you like to recommend to all the law students, those who are in their still in their colleges or last year, or how they can effectively use these resources to meet the growing demand of the industry?
I think that artificial intelligence, digitization, this age, it has changed a lot of things tremendously. And I look at it from a good perspective, from a positive perspective, because, for instance, let's take example of research. If you look at research, there are such good softwares, there are such good platforms, like, there are databases. You need to learn how to use them. That's very, very essential. Many people just type something on Google and they expect everything to turn on the first page. No.
Correct.
If you are using Manupatra, if you are using SCCOnline, you should know how to use it. What are the keywords that you have to phrase? You need to be comfortable with the software. It's extremely relevant and necessary, because if you know how to use it, your job becomes easier. You can find only those judgments which are dissenting, which have relied on this. What is the graph? Which year? All of that you would know only if you know how to use it. Where do you see the timeline? Things like that. Plus Word, MS Word is another example, I think, which is the most best friend of any lawyer or law student. You need to be comfortable with Word. MS Word, MS Excel, the PowerPoint, where you have to make presentations.
Yes.
It cannot be that you go and tell your employer, oh, I don't know how to make a presentation. You should be comfortable with these softwares. You may be asked to probably, make a presentation or PPT, or you may be asked to probably make a Word document. So you need to be very comfortable with formatting, spacing, etc., because that's what you're going to do all your life. And plus, anything which you think can make your life easier, like maybe some kind of time tree or calendars or softwares that are updating you about your matters or events. Those kind of things, calendars, you should know how to use them effectively, and that's actually going to help you quite a lot, because nowadays we have seen that everybody's relying on technology, and you should know how to fix a Zoom meeting, if I may say, like how to record a Zoom meeting, how to make sure till what time will it go on. All of these things are things that you should know. What is the limit of participation? How do you automatically fix a link? Because if somebody wants to have a meeting with me, I would expect that person to send me a meeting link in a way that it shows on my Google Calendar.
Yes.
So all of those things you should be comfortable with, and you should know. It shouldn't be that you're like, oh, I don't know what is MS Teams, what is Cisco WebEx. You need to be very comfortable, and you need to have all these proper laptop or something with which you can actually access them all very effectively, and a good internet, of course.
Absolutely right, sir. You have told many important things, and I'm sure the viewers, those who are watching this session, they are surely going to find this meaningful on many levels. Sir, in your first answer, you have told about the internship. Sir, let's be more specific. Great internship offer a head start to a law student legal career, or if we talk about in any career, any option, if we talk about the engineering, internship as actually this is a time where you learn many things. This is a time where you are expected to learn many things. So my question to you is, what are the some would you like to recommend, what are some tips would you like to recommend to the law student they must take care while choosing the internship for them?
Okay. First thing, I think they should know what they are getting into. Many of us are doing internships for the sake of doing it. We see other people posting certificates of internships on LinkedIn, and we feel, oh, I think I am doing something wrong. I should be doing internships too. And we start applying randomly, and wherever we get an opportunity, we just go in because we are doing it for a piece of paper. But the problem is, you should not do an internship for a piece of paper. The purpose of an internship is to learn and to get absorbed in that office. If you see that office as your prospective employer, then you definitely do an internship there, make a target. And for instance, if you are interested in arbitration, firm which is doing arbitration, if you know this is what you want to do, you can't be working with a lawyer who's doing trial court matters in a criminal matters or hardcore IPR matters. So you need to be focused, and your CV should look tailored in that specific area of interest. And when you apply, you need to have a proper list. You need to do a lot of hard work to identify your prospective employer. And rather than randomly sending emails, you need to make your covering letters also tailored, specific to that law. So I think that's one thing you should keep in mind.
Indeed, sir. As we see that courts are now moving to online platforms, how technology, my question to you is how technology has improved the courts. And one question which I would like to also add here is, are we really availing infinite possibilities of technology?
I think so. Courts have not. You said that courts are moving. I think that courts have already moved, and this is what is happening for the past 1 year. We have seen that in 1 year that how courts have initially it was tough, but now everybody is comfortable and acquainted. Yes, there are matters where technology currently people are not comfortable. For instance, in final arguments in bulky matters or in cross examination, where you need to see the conduct of the witness, and you need assistance from your colleagues to sit by your side. But I feel personally in virtual platforms, everything is going very smoothly, and I see it as an evolution. I think we should make more use of it. We should accept it as a mode, and people should be given an option to choose between virtual hearings and physical hearings. And physical hearings should not be imposed on lawyers or in any field. So we should make the most of the technology. It was an evolution in law. We should see it as a positive step. I know this was something which came to us as a surprise, but it's at that time, it was last year, it was a necessary evil. But now the way we see it, it's made things very convenient because you can attend matters in different courts, in different states, in different jurisdictions, sitting at your home. The time we used to waste early morning going from here to there, printouts, this and that, all of that is being taken care of. We don't have to wait the whole day in a high court for one matter. When the matter comes, you can just log in and quickly argue. And especially in arbitrations, now people do not have to fly from one place to another, assemble, make bookings, etc. So it has become very hassle-free, very, very convenient, and matters are actually being argued. So I personally feel it's a great development, and options should be given. I'm not saying just completely do away with physical hearings, but options should remain, and there should be a hybrid model forever.
Indeed, sir. So my next question to you is, actually, I'm not very much into this. I don't know very much about this law profession. I'm from engineering background, so mostly focus on this. And I have taken the kind of survey about some of my colleagues and asked some question. What are the best question I can keep for this session? I have got one question. In your opinion, what are the some mistakes law students usually do while starting his or her career? In your opinion, some people. And one more question I have is that when they complete their graduation, they there is a two option they have: either to start working with the internship in any law firm, or whether to choose with the higher education. So, what are the some things they must consider while choosing this thing?
So mistakes that students commit, I told you, for instance, their CV, you will see 90% of CV are badly drafted. The covering letter is copy-paste. Even if their CV is good, it is not tailored as per the need of the firm where they're applying. They randomly send emails to all the firm. Sometimes they even copy all the law firms. And sometimes they forward an email to one law firm, which was sent to another firm with the same name. I mean, the seriousness does not reflect in majority of the applications when you're applying for applications for internships and jobs. Students make mistakes. Maybe they are brilliant, but they have done internships in criminal law. They have done some diploma in criminal law. Their CV completely shows their interest in criminal law, and they're applying to a firm in arbitration and saying, I'm an arbitration enthusiast since day one. So these are, I mean, which employer would actually buy what you are seeing when your CV says something else? Some people write something completely, they think that filling quantity is more important, putting more stuff. But when they are questioned, they're not able to justify their CV. So when you are planning your law school journey, it should be a tailored journey. If you know that I want to be a criminal lawyer, all your moot courts, all your articles, all your internships, everything should be in the same field, so that people, whoever reads your CV, should feel that this guy is actually focused since day one. Another thing is that you need to be clear. I know till 5th year, many students are confused. It's very difficult to get that kind of clarity. Then explore fields and get to know what is best for you and choose that field and give your best in that field. Don't do an LLM just because you think, oh, getting a job will be tough. Let's do an LLM so that we can delay this. This day is going to come when you have to face the world. You can't just keep avoiding it. If you really want to specialize in a field, my suggestion is you work in that field for a year, and then you decide if you really want to learn more and get into the details. For litigation, frankly, I don't think LLM is a must, but if you get through one of the top law colleges, why not? And that too, if you're getting a scholarship. Taking a loan, I would never ever advise for education. Then coming to corporate firm, yes, there are people who want fast money, who do not want to go to the law firm, go to the courts. For them, I would strongly recommend corporate law firms are good. You get corporate law work, you don't have to appear in the courts. And you work in a law firm environment and you get good money. For those who are ready to face the struggle and with a little bit of money, because money initially may not be there, a lot of money may not be there in litigation, but litigation is like, for me, the way of life. So it's completely an individual choice.
Indeed, sir. I think the person who has asked me this question, I'm sure that he has got his answer. And I'm sure it's a kind of privilege today. We got to hear all those things from you, sir. Today, I can share there's a lot to learn from you as well. But today, I don't want to take too much of your time. So, moving to my last question of this session. So, what are your views on the future hold of jobs in this profession?
Future scope of?
Future hold of jobs in this profession, in this law profession.
Okay, jobs, future of jobs in a way, career options in future. See, I think law is an excellent profession. This is no more the profession where people used to earlier, a few years, 10, 20 years ago, people used to say, oh, we didn't do anything else. We had no choice. We did law. Law has now become a very important professional course. And it's, I think, at par with MBBS and engineering, etc. People are really keen on becoming lawyers. And I think it's an excellent profession because you are social engineers. You work for the betterment of the society, and there is a lot of money, also a lot of motivation. But I feel that, if you are getting a law degree, you have a number of options which people do not even contemplate. Okay, I'll tell you an example. One is, of course, litigation. You go to the court and practice. And in litigation, there are hundreds of fields. Tax law, IPR, arbitration, etc., etc., etc. Civil, criminal, commercial, bankruptcy, insolvency. You name it, and there are so many fields. Now, within these fields, there are many fields. Like in arbitration, there's sports arbitration, investment arbitration, maritime arbitration, construction arbitration. So you can be an expert of these also. Apart from litigation, now keep it on one side. Maybe somebody doesn't want to go to the court and doesn't want to struggle. You can be a teacher. You can be a law teacher. It's a very good profession. Myself an academician. Then you can consider writing as a career option for journals, for law journals, and probably books you can author. So it's a very good profession. Then you can do legal journalism, which is happening in the print, live law, bar and bench. You can do that kind of. It's very interesting. Then you can actually be the officer with the government. You can help the government in drafting of the law, policy making, and so on. That's another job. Then you can be a law researcher to the judges. Then you can do, judge, advocate general in army. You can become a judge. Then judiciary is also one option, state judiciary, that you can go in that direction. For some people, law and ITS, IES is another option, UPSC. Then if you want, you can also pursue, a lot of people I've seen become general counsel. General counsels are the legal heads of companies. That's another very interesting job. Then you can work with a PSU as a legal officer. So there are so many options. I mean, I've just named few, but law is very, very vast. So if you're not doing one thing, you can do the other. So law degree will take you places. You can be, do NGO. A lot of seen people, a lot of them are running their own NGOs. You can also be an entrepreneur. You can run your own law school, virtually. A lot of people are doing that, courses, etc., coaching. So yeah, I think law is a very beautiful and blooming field. So anybody who's considering that option must really, really feel encouraged and must go forward.
Indeed, sir. I think again, you have made very clear points. And if I tell you my personal opinion, then of course I believe that law is a very noble position. It allows the people who is not having enough resources to put actually they have to put the voices of both the directions so that the both people can put their voices, and that at the end judge will decide who is the right, who is wrong. So I think they are doing really a very fundamental job, and they actually needed for our society, for the betterment of our society. Sir, at last, what are the some tips would you like to give to our viewers so that we may wrap up this session?
Yeah. So the tips that I would like to give, which I strongly believe in. First and foremost, get rid of any negativity that is there in your life. Any kind of negativity, and get rid of people who are the source of negativity. There are some people who try to bring you down, slow you down. Just cut them loose, They are like anchors in your life. They slow you down.
Correct.
Just get rid of them. The second thing is never ever question yourself. Believe in yourself. The day you start questioning yourself and let others define your value or your worth, that is the day that when you will actually not be able to do anything in life. And when ideas come to your mind, they come like drafts. Work on them, implement them, and you see results happening. But if you discuss with 10 people and people say, oh no, I don't think that can happen, and if you listen to them, your idea just died then and there. Another thing I'd like to tell you is always focus on the possibilities and not the limitations. Don't make excuses, oh, this cannot happen, oh, I'm not from so and so. Look at what can be done rather than what cannot be done. So stay focused, keep your focus on the milestone. And there's no aim in hitting, there's no problem in hitting at the aim. And I think every reality was once a dream. Everybody, dreamt about something and then it became reality. So there's no problem in dreaming big. And remember that grass grows only through concrete. So things may be tough for you, but the grass will grow eventually. And you be the rose that grew through concrete. So that's my only thing. And failures are very important in success. So please do not feel that failures are slowing you down. Use it as some kind of motivator, because failure is the key to success.
Very true.
Thank you.
It was really very wonderful advice from your side, sir. Thank you so much for joining and giving your important time. It was a kind of healthy conversation with you on the topic. We look forward to conduct more such sessions with you in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity.
On the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone.